So starting from question number 16, it is getting slightly more complicated, but just slightly. So caterpillar starts from its hole and moves across the ground, turning 90 degrees either left or right after each hour. And it goes like 2, 3, 4, and so on. So what is the greatest distance it can be from its hole after 7 hours? First of all, if it is going 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then back, is that going to be reaching the greatest distance? Not really, right? Because if it is turning back, then it means that it has wasted some of its distances. But then it has to turn either left or right after each hour. So it means that most likely it's going to go in a zigzag shape, such as not to waste each section of its journey. So it's going to go like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the journey that it's taking. So how do we find the distance from its hole? Basically, that's just the distance from the starting point to the ending point, which can be found by Pythagorean theorem. So you can just try to measure that. That's going to be 2 adding 4 adding 6 adding 8, which is 20 meters. That's going to be 3 adding 5 adding 7 for the height, which is 15 meters. So the hypotenuse, well, by the 3 to 4 to 5 ratio of the Pythagorean theorem, it should be 25. Or you can, of course, do 15 squared adding 20 squared, and then take the square root of that. So it's also 25, okay? So it is about the Pythagorean theorem, or the Pythagoras theorem, whichever way you want to call it. Question 17, it says that in Pirate's trunk, there are 5 chests. In each of them, there are 4 boxes, and each box, there are 10 gold coins. Well, all of them are now locked, and if Blind Pooh unlocks 9 locks and take all the coins in the boxes that he unlocks, what is the smallest number of gold coins he could take? Okay, that's a kind of like a weird question, because, well, if he's unlocking 9 locks, then probably it's the chest locks, and probably it's the box locks, right? Does it make sense? So, first of all, and oh, of course, it can also be the trunk lock. So if Blind Pooh is unlocking 9 of the locks, and Blind Pooh is that unlucky, it's gonna cost 1 unlocking for the trunk, 5 unlockings for the chest, and then for the remaining, it's gonna be for the boxes. So how many boxes has Blind Pooh opened? That's going to be 5 take away 9 take away 5 take away 1, which is 3 boxes unlocked. And if only 3 boxes are unlocked, it means that the smallest number of gold coins that you could take is going to be 3 times 10, which is 30 coins. Alright, so the answer is B. And for question number 18, it says that Brian is choosing an integer, multiplying it by 4, and then subtracting 30. And then he's multiplying his answer by 2 and subtracting 10. And what he gets is a 2-digit number. What is the largest integer he could choose? Okay. So first of all, we need to write this down. So let's say the starting integer is x. So I have 4x, take away 30, and then multiply it by 2, and then subtracting 10. And then I get a 2-digit number. So I can try to simplify this to see how it works. So I've got 8x, take away 60, take away 10, and that's a 2-digit number. Which means I have 8x take away 70, to be a 2-digit number. So if I want x to be as great as possible, it means that the 2-digit number has to be as great as possible as well, because 8 times of x is the 2-digit number adding 70. So the larger the 2-digit number is, the larger x is. So let's say the 2-digit number is 99. So it means 8x is equal to 99 adding 70, or is smaller than 99 adding 70, which means that that is going to be 169. So x is less than or equal to 169 divided by 8, which is going to be equal to 21 and an eighth. So the largest integer he can choose is going to be 21. So E is the answer. And then for question number 19, it says from noon till midnight, Clever Cat sleeps under the oak tree, and from midnight to noon, he is awake telling stories. And the poster says, 2 hours ago, Clever Cat was doing the same thing as he will be doing in 1 hour's time. So for how many hours a day does the poster tell the truth? Okay, so basically it means that if 2 hours ago Clever Cat was doing the same thing as he will be doing in 1 hour's time, it means that starting from this moment, tracing 2 hours back and 1 hour forward, it's doing the same thing right here and right here, right? So it means that across a 3 hour span. So starting from midnight, say that's noon till midnight, which means that it's going to be 12 p.m. to let's say 12 a.m. It means that it starts to tell the truth from 2 p.m. and it lasts tell the truth at 11 p.m. Right? So from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. that's going to be 9 hours. And the same goes for from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. So it's going to be telling the truth starting from 2 a.m. ending at 11 a.m. So that's 1 hour, that's 2 hours. So it means 9 hours. That works between midnight and noon. 9 hours that works between noon and midnight. So 9 times 2, which is 18. That's the answer for question 19. As for question 20, this is a very interesting question. First of all, we need to notice the pattern in there. So the first one is 1 squared, and it's just a black one, right? And clearly the second one has a pattern which includes 3 squared, but then 5 of them are black ones. For the third one, it is 5 squared, and how many of them are black ones? Actually, it's 13. So it's always going to be one more than half of the square. So how would we write the general term? So first of all, how do we express 1 squared, 3 squared, 5 squared, and so on? Basically, that's 2n take away 1 squared. And then, how would you express 1 more than half? It means that we are adding 1 and dividing it by 2. Alright, so that's the general term for it. If you don't believe me, you can test it. So if you substitute 1 to the n, so 2 times 1 is 2. 2 take away 1 is 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 adding 1 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So that's 1 black tile. So that's the general term for the number of black tiles. And then if you substitute 2 in there, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 take away 1, 3. 3 squared, 9. 9 adding 1, 10. 10 divided by 2, 5. Yeah? So it's going to work. How many black tiles would be required to create the 15th shape in the sequence. So we have 2 times 15, that is 29. 29 take away 1, no, 2 times 15, that is 30. 30 take away 1, 29. 29 squared, 841. 841 adding 1, that's going to be 842. Divided by 2, that's 421. Just mental maths there, but yeah, hopefully you get it. All right, so that's questions 16 to 20.